Sorry.
Oh, I have to do last time I hit the ball.
Oh, also, want to show you this. Really cool. How many of you guys have ever heard of the Ohio Country Journal?
The what?
Ohio Country Journal.
Are we in it?
It's a newspaper just for agriculture and on.
Where is Storm now? You just brought me. I think they are.
In the Ohio Country Journal, there is an FFA news page where they cover different events and they interview the state president and stuff. And they have an article about the Energize Ohio conference. And they just happened to interview one of our members. And they just happened to use 2 pictures of Cardington FFA members in the newspaper. This is sent to the whole state.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who's in the pictures?
This is a picture of Vinny Siebel's back, and it's Bethany Starlin on the screen. And this is a picture. Mason Flo, you're in here.
Whoa.
Wow, Mason got famous.
A picture of Cameron and Bryce and Mason and Alexis Peters.
Maybe.
Yeah. And they interviewed Alexis. And so she's quoted in here.
I'm good. What do you need? Okay. Oh, sorry.
And it says,
I don't have any.
the state officers in my breakout session, Joe Hellgren and Tyra Davidson, did an amazing job making sure everyone was comfortable and felt included, even though we weren't face to face, said Alexis Peters, freshman Cardington FFA member.
Okay, Alexis.
And then Elena says, my favorite part of the conference was playing Kahoot games and making a skit with my group, Peters said. It really got everyone energized and involved in what we were truly learning. Having the conference virtually really allowed us all to openly share ideas and feedback, even though we couldn't actually be together. I'm going to use this information to focus on higher priorities for myself, as well as apply my new motivation skills towards my loved ones and people in my community.
Wow, Alexis, she's so smart.
That's what Alexis said?
Yeah.
That's all.
She's a very formal speaker when she needs to be.
She's
It's a cool article.
I'm telling you.
Yes, I'll pass it around. You guys want to see it?
Yes.
Pass it around that section.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't get it.
We'll look at it. If you see yours fast, we'll be looking.
Teaching fast, I forgot. Okay.
Why don't you pass it back?
So, yesterday, we wrote a step-by-step process of how the reproductive system works, yeah?
Yeah. Yes. I think I missed it.
I would like to walk through step-by-step and make sure, I want to hear different answers from you guys, so what you put as the next step. But I want to collaborate, and I want to make sure we get a true step-by-step process that doesn't miss anything. So if you miss a step as we're doing it, go ahead and write that down, jot that down, add that in, because I want you guys to understand how this stuff works. Okay, it's important. So I'm getting a big shipment of uteruses tomorrow.
Oh.
So very soon, what did you say? I'm like Pablo. Oh,
Shipment of uterus.
in my shipment of uteruses. So sometime probably next week, maybe the week after, you guys are going to be labeling the parts of the uterus.
Nice.
And then performing C-sections.
Do they have babies?
I definitely want to cut some.
Oh, no.
Is it baby?
What is it? There's a few different ones.
Oh. Wait.
I do want to see your steps really quick. I just want to stamp it and make sure you have it done.
A plus.
Probably.
She probably skipping.
You doing where?
I'm looking at it. But I think I'm allergic to mascara. I think it's for my eyes. I don't know. Is it lip on this one? Not really. I mean, a little bit, like right here. Like this hurts. It hurts right here. I wonder if my eyes have gone right here.
A little bit. Like I can tell, but I think we're talking about it's gonna rain.
Did you put in that my vocab thing that I did yesterday? That I showed you yesterday?
I don't know. Today's not a day to ask me cognitive questions. Okay. Let's go through step by step. If you miss a step, jot it in. Okay. And then we'll keep going. Step 1, what do we get?
Mature in the ovary.
Eggs mature in the ovary. Step 2.
Egg drops down to the oviduct.
What's it travel through?
I don't know.
And
Oh wait, I know.
The infundibulum.
What?
Travels through the funnel-shaped infundibulum and into the oviduct. In, fun, dib, like you're calling dibs.
In, fun, dibs,
Letter U, U, L-U-N.
well.
That's how I'm gonna think about it now every time I say that word.
It's in fun. Think of it like the big funnel thing. Have you guys been to Zoobeezy Bay?
Yes.
Or have you been to the zoo and you've seen Zoobeezy Bay and they have a big funnel slide? Think of it like that. Like the little eggs just like drop into the infundibulum and go, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then they go into the oviduct, which is like the slide. Next time you ride that slide, think, wow, I'm like an egg.
Oh. It's never been there.
My kids are going to be really messed up someday. I'm going to be putting my 5-year-old on that slide and be like, look, honey, it's like the infundibulum and
That 5-year-old is
you're like an ovary.
Watch her go to school and be like, what's an infundibulum? And they're gonna be like,
Oh.
what is your mom teaching you? Well, see, we gotta.
Oh. So it goes through the infundibulum and oviduct, then what?
Travels to the uterus is what I put.
Travels to the uterus.
Stays in it. Yeah.
I said
And stays in the uterus.
And then
The testes produce sperm.
Yep.
Then what?
And then they release it.
through the
Yeah.
seminal vesicles.
Yep.
And then it goes through the seminal
How's it get through the seminal vesicles?
Through the epididymis.
It goes to the epididymis and the what?
the vascular.
The vas deferens, and then it goes.
Oh, I have the best
Penis.
one was the next step.
Wait, what I missed after?
Yeah, makes a pit stop at the seminal vesicle. So testes produce sperm. Sperm travels through epididymis and vas deferens. Then pit stop at seminal vesicles. What happens at the seminal vesicles?
Car wash.
Car wash. It gets some fluid added to it, which makes it semen.
Then it goes through.
Then it what?
Then it goes through the penis.
Then it travels even further to the penis. Okay, then what happens?
Enters the female.
It enters the female through where? The vulva.
Wait, shoot, we had an extra one.
No, well,
What you have?
I think it's wrong.
and then sperm
I put through.
I said vulva and interest.
Oh, you know, guys, we did miss one. Ella caught it. Ella, what did we miss?
the sigmoid flexure extends the penis.
The sigmoid flexure extends the penis. Then Sam, it does what?
It enters.
It enters the female through
The
vulva. Think of it kind of like a car, but with it A instead of an O, like a vulva with a vulva. Nice. Goes to the vulva dealership. Where does it go after it enters through the vulva?
Cervix.
No, we haven't said before.
It travels through the what's between the vulva and the cervix. That is the cervix. Huh?
Oh, we already said that.
Enters through the vulva and the
Vagina.
Vagina.
Well, I thought. I put that-
My
I thought
app
it
does
was
not
in
look like
between.
an app.
I thought the cervix.
Vulva is the entrance. Vagina goes like this. Cervix is right here.
That's confusing.
So it's like this.
Oh no.
Vulva. Okay. Vagina. Cervix. And then uterus 1. Uterus 2.
So which one's the butthole?
That's up here.
Okay.
See,
Wouldn't it be?
No. No.
No,
Okay,
the
never mind.
butt's
Now I-
about the
never mind, never mind.
vagina. Because then the anal cavity that connects to the intestines is right there. And so in a cow, you can put your hand in here and you can feel the uterus and like through the other one and feel if it's pregnant.
oh.
That's how you prig check a cow.
Wait,
If you don't have an ultrasound.
Wait, there's not a baby belly.
So vulva, vagina, cervix. Like reverse alphabetical order.
Oh.
Vulva, vagina, cervix. So penis goes through vulva, through vagina, walks into cervix. Then what?
Sperm is released.
Sperm is released and picks a path. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens?
5 guys run.
No, I said the sperm travels to the uterus.
The sperm travels to the uterus where it does what?
Fertilizes the egg.
I said the sperm and meets and fall in love.
Meets, falls in love, fertilizes, all the same thing. Fertilizes the egg, okay?
And then
It starts to grow
makes
baby.
wall around it. Fertilizes
egg
it.
matures.
Like, wow.
The egg attaches around the wall.
Baby grows.
This is like a movie montage. We're moving through a lot of things really quick. Okay, so egg fertilizes.
Yes.
Then what?
Attaches to the wall.
Attaches to the uterine wall.
Makes the sex thing around. Yeah.
Okay, develops so the cell, the egg, right, looks like this, and it's got a little embryo in it, and the embryo's got this little food storage, okay, and then there's something else over here that just kind of floats around. So when the sperm
She said.
looks like that, and it gets into the cell, and it finds this little embryo, right, and then it looks like this because they collided a little bit, all right? And then it connects to the uterine wall. And then this little guy starts to develop.
Wings.
Yep. 5 way. That's it. Done.
Yeah, we're done.
Into a baby.
That is
Oh,
terrifying, baby.
Oh
Looks like a Sour Patch Kid.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Guys,
Okay.
that's how Sour Patch Kids are made, if you're wondering.
So
And very cool.
it connects to the wall, and then what?
Oh. The baby grows.
The baby grows.
And then it travels through the birth canal and
Well, what has to happen
Yeah.
first?
It gets to 9 months. Like,
Depending on the species.
it just keeps
oh yeah.
Just keeps growing and never comes out.
That would
until
be-
you
Man.
want it to. Your water breaks.
Oh,
That's
you're-
what
What's the
happens.
water breaking?
What do you mean?
That's
what's
it.
You have to have this thing so many like.
the sap break?
They're either gonna fall out.
So that thing that I just drew, I shouldn't have erased it so quick. That had the little freaky embryo was inside that circle. That circle becomes the embryonic sac, and so that embryonic sac is filled with fluid that helps the baby not bounce around too much. And when it gets too big, just like a water balloon on a faucet, it goes. Okay. And so when your water breaks, it's that little water balloon embryonic sac in there with a baby inside. Okay, that goes, and then all the juices go.
Then they just fall.
Oh yeah, imagine if they just fell out.
No, they did.
That's how the water breaking happens.
And then
No, I'm saying like the baby.
Yeah, the baby falls out
Too
too.
big, yeah.
The baby's a little too big. You gotta,
Its head gets stuck.
it's like hitting the end of a ketchup bottle. You really gotta like put some effort in to get the baby out to get that last drop.
Yay, all done.
That part doesn't.
kid, you'd be like talking dog, be like, listen, I know exactly how this works.
Listen, I'm ready, okay? I've taught this for years.
Oh, they have to read that?
This Wallace comparison.
didn't say to read
You
it.
hit the back of the ketchup bottle.
Just gotta get that sucker out of there. All
I
right.
never read.
My hope is that when all of you are in the delivery room someday, either giving birth to a baby or holding a girl's hand that is giving birth to a baby, you're saying, all right, honey, just like hitting the end of the ketchup bottle. Let's go.
I'm totally not gonna
They
forget
will
that.
smack you so hard.
I'll be like, my mom was like, "Man, I get
Come on. Yeah, don't actually hit a pregnant woman.
That's not a good idea.
But anyways, yeah, so water breaks. Now baby has to come out. Hopefully baby's doing a headstand at that point, right? Because it's backwards, that's a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Because they have to come out head first. Actually, most basic babies, actually baby humans don't do this, but baby animals, since they're all pretty much four-legged, right? They actually come out like they're Michael Phelps diving into the pool at the Olympics, right? They come out like this. With their head between their front arms.
That's so cute.
They do a little like, pew, right? So they're inverted, or sometimes too with animals. I've had to help do this before, where we have a baby calf that's kind of in the cervix or like partially pushed, but they didn't quite do all their stretches the right way, and so one of their legs is cocked back like this, and that's big pain for mama, right? They don't really push out that way, so then you've got to go in and grab that hand and be like, okay, buddy, and then they go just like that. Those sound effects too.
Oh.
Hop in. So head first, and then mama pushes a lot, right? And then where does the baby come out through?
the first
What has to open first?
Cervix.
The cervix has to do what we call what?
Dilate.
Dilating, which means cervix is like this big, turns to like this big, or if it's a cow, like that big. Baby comes out through cervix, and then vagina, and then vulva, and then
Falls on the floor.
falls on the floor. So how many of you have ever heard, usually they're like, I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
How many of you guys have ever seen or heard of what's called afterbirth,
What do you mean? What do you mean by like?
or the placenta? You guys heard those
Yeah.
words?
Yeah.
Do you guys know what they are?
Isn't it like
I think
like
so.
two little
Not
fingers?
really.
Like the sack.
Yeah. So basically, called the placenta. It's both things. Placenta is a technical name. If you're at a hospital, they're probably going to call it your placenta, right? The afterbirth is what most like animal folks call it. But basically, after the baby is born, there's this like weird gooey jellyfish looking thing that kind of falls out too. Okay, kind of gets pushed out, kind of falls out. And so that is, when that afterbirth comes out, that is the embryonic sac. Okay, so it's the sac that that baby was in. Like when you have to go around the yard after you break a water balloon and pick up all the little pieces, right? That little water balloon is still up in the mom, and they don't want that in there forever, right? So then they kind of push that out of their uterus as well. So that sac that was holding the baby that's now deflated comes out.
My mom showed me a picture.
If I have a
My mom will like come home from work. and
Aiden's
show
gonna
me
be sitting there like, it's jiggly. There's some people that eat the placenta.
Dude, I told somebody that the other day, and they did not believe me.
Yeah.
They were like telling me I was a psycho.
They say it's like super nutritious, but animals will eat it sometimes. But there's people that will.
That's
My mom
nasty.
will like come home from work and she'll be like, "Look how big this person's placenta was." I'm like, "Mom, I'm trying to eat."
At least you're not eating a placenta.
That's good.
I wonder if they fry it or if they just like.
Oh my god. You cut it.
Right, like you
Like,
can eat
does it
it
taste
all
like
chicken.
chicken lettuce?
You
Yeah.
learn in ag class, can you cook
What's it
pussy?
taste like?
Do you
No
barbecue
idea.
it? Do you grill it?
Right, like I can't imagine that texture if you eat it raw. It would be awful.
God, stop
Throw it on
talking
the
about it.
skillet, or-
Right, like
That's I dare one of you, like, whoever gets pregnant first, I dare, like, you guys.
I can't keep it open. I don't think that's happening. I'm safe.
Jade.
Well, Jade marries Aiden. She's not going to be able to eat it because Aiden's going to be She's gonna be like, I know it's Jade.
I said whoever gets pregnant first has to eat their placenta, so.
This whole class never gets pregnant till the day that I. What happened to that class? We made a bet. Nobody.
Miss Wallet, why are you 40 if you haven't had a kid yet? Well, I made this deal with these kids once, and none of them have a kid yet, and I'm not eating my placenta, so.
That is so nasty.
How do we feel about all this that works inside?
I think kind of good. I'm not gonna memorize the terms though. I'm not gonna memorize the terms, but I'm gonna remember how to explain. If that makes sense.
Like you said the word, I don't know.
Like if that makes sense, like remember like how to explain.
So you guys kind of understand the function. So here's why this is important. Because down the road, so the next thing we're going to learn about is the cycles that a female goes through. So basically how they cycle through each month, like what's their heat cycle, when are they ovulating, which is when they're dropping those eggs, right? When do they shed their uterine lining? So when are they on that period stage? How do those things work? And then like breeding and gestation and all that type of stuff. We're going to talk about those. And then we're going to actually learn, okay, this is natural selection or natural breeding. This is artificial insemination. This is embryo transfer. So for you guys to be able to understand how things cycle and for you guys to be able to know when I get out my big cow simulator, right? And you go, and you're feeling the uterus, okay? Don't worry about it. She got a really concerned look on her face. But you guys are going to need to know what it is that you're feeling for. So I know sometimes you know the names, sometimes the functions stick with you. At least understanding the function and getting the general idea of how these tracks work is important. If you remember the names, obviously that's good too. So when we say feel for the uterus, you're not like, what's the uterus? But yeah. Make sense? Is it with me?
T. Outside.
No, we have 4 minutes.
We can go stand outside at least. We can't walk far.
I'm fine with that.